Hey Haunter, what's up? Welcome to episode 4 of Nigel Thornberry gets reincarnated in Monster Hunter Wilds and has to use Switch Axe while invading monsters' personal home, space, and habitat. Last episode, we killed a browser Thunderbird, an ugly spider Nursula, and a floating plastic bag, Hurabami. Now we progress to the story to find and slay your two best friends, haha, just kidding. We slaying two monkeys, technically one, cause Mommy Olivia bonks one out to death. Anywho's fight scene, please. Let's talk about Ajarakan for a second. Ajarakan is what happens when a furnace gains sentience and decides to pursue a career in MMA. It's 90% lava, 10% blind rage, and 100% allergic to fun. It throws flaming boulders, body slams entire ecosystems, and for some reason still has the stamina to scream like a kettle every 14 seconds. Now you might be wondering, what's the best way to deal with a beast made of pure rage and volcanic trauma? You could bring a great sword, nice, safe, dependable. But you're gonna spend more time sharpening than attacking, and your combos are slower than a Rathalos in quicksand. You could try the long sword, and miss every counter while flipping around like an anime character with a broken joystick. But no, we're not here to survive Ajarakan. We're here to make him regret spawning in the first place. Enter the Switch Axe. A declaration of war. It's a 15-foot-long engine of betrayal that can't decide if it's a lumberjack tool or a Gundam accessory. So it chose both. The first form, the axe, is great for mobility and range. It's like swatting a dragonfly with a helicopter blade. You keep your distance, you chip away, you look cool while doing it. But the real magic, the real magic is when you flip the switch and go into sword mode. Now we're cooking. Literally, sword mode is the part where your weapon says, forget physics, let's cook something up. You jam that blade into Ajarakan's face and detonate. Elemental discharge is less an attack and more a localized natural disaster. It's a supernova in the shape of a combo. And let's be real, there's no better feeling than sticking your sword into a flaming ape's kneecap and turning it into a 4th of July celebration. Ajarakan thinks he's hot. He is hot, but I brought a sword that says I run hotter. Now let's talk strategy, if you can even call it that. Switch Axe doesn't strategize, it doesn't plan. It just builds up energy and unleashes violence in alphabetical order. Every time Ajarakan winds up one of those lava tantrums, I just roll through it like I'm late for brunch and slam another combo into his crusty neck. He screams, throws rocks, does his little volcano dance, and I keep hitting him until either he dies or the sun explodes, whichever comes first. And don't get me started on zero-sum discharge, the move where you literally rocket boost yourself onto the monster and explode midair like a firework full of spite. It's not efficient. It's not subtle, but it is deeply, spiritually satisfying. At this point, Ajarakan's not fighting a hunter anymore. He's fighting a chainsaw with commitment issues. A thunderstorm in axe form, a man who brought a blender to a lava fight. And as the health bar starts to dip, Ajarakan starts limping, molten drool dripping from its mouth, eyes wide, wondering where it all went wrong. And that's when you know, the Switch Axe didn't just beat him, it rearranged his worldview. Look at him, that is the walk of a monster who now believes in therapy. If you're playing co-op, even better. While your teammates are politely poking Ajarakan's ankles with dual blades and awkwardly missing counters with the long sword, you're out here landing a space laser to the chin, screaming, "This is for Earth's core." Your carding rate, low. Your damage numbers, high. Your style, immaculate. Other weapons may be more graceful. Some may be faster. but none of them will let you mount a flaming mountain and turn it into a firecracker just because you felt like it. And against Ajarakan, it's not just effective, it's personal. And then we land the final blow. A flaming geyser of energy surges from your weapon into his skull, and Ajarakan collapses like a dropped souffle. The camera pans, the music swells. You strike a pose so majestic it should be illegal in 3 provinces. After the lava tantrum ape in the next fight, we're going elbow deep into the most slippery, tentacled nightmare the new world has to offer, New Udra. It's big, it's bioluminescent, it's oozing mystery and oil silt, and we're cracking it open like a glow-in-the-dark seafood platter. Using, of course, the switch axe. Now, New Udra isn't your average angry lizard or oversized jungle cat. No. New Udra is the result of someone asking, what if a deep-sea horror got lost on land, picked up fire as a hobby, and never learned what eyeballs are? This thing is a walking oil spill with legs, 6 to be precise, all covered in spikes and bad intentions. It drags its massive, inky body through the mud like it's looking for its keys and revenge at the same time. And when it gets angry, it ignites. It literally sets itself on fire like a protester with no chill. And I brought a switch axe. Why? Because you don't fight a bioluminescent, oil-drenched, volcanic cephalopod with logic. You fight it with a transforming, voltage-fueled monster thwacker designed by someone who clearly lost a bet with physics. Right from the first roar, New Udra makes it clear, you are not welcome here. Its glowing sensory limbs light up like radioactive traffic signals. It slaps the ground with a tentacle the size of a small SUV, and it begins its slow, slithering dance of doom. But I'm not here to play fair. I'm here to carve sushi at 10,000 volts. I activate sword mode, and suddenly this isn't a fight. It's a science experiment on what happens when kinetic force meets flammable calamari. Every slash sends sparks flying. Every combo ignites the oil silt like I'm seasoning the battlefield with explosions. My switch axe doesn't care about sensory organs or hardened spines. It only cares about disrespect. New Udra tries to be fancy. It coats the arena in flammable muck. It rolls like a sentient oil drum. It swings those heavy limbs in a slow-motion symphony of carnage. But I do not roll. I detonate. Every time it lights up, I light up harder. This isn't a battle, it's a barbecue. Let's talk tactics. You could try ranged weapons, stay far back, plink it from a distance. Or maybe a nice SNS, roll in and out, be agile. But me, I walk straight into the smoke cloud and start swinging like I'm fighting for rent. The beauty of Switch Axe is that it doesn't ask questions. It just turns problems into fireworks. See those glowing stalk eyes? Yeah, I just comboed them into a mood light. That oil-covered skin. Now it's crispy. Those tentacles. I'm exactly sure how many it started with, but there's definitely going to be fewer later. When New Udra tries to slither away, leaving a trail of ignitable sludge behind it, I don't chase. I rocket boost myself forward with zero-sum discharge and land on its back like Poseidon declaring bankruptcy. My sword is buried deep. The elemental gauge is full. This isn't an attack, this is an exorcism. By the time I let go, half the battlefield's on fire, the monster is twitching, and somewhere in the distance, a Palico is slow clapping. Let's be honest, no other weapon lets you harpoon a flaming sea wizard in the face, and then ride the explosion like it's a theme park attraction. And what does New Udra do in response? It writhes, it screeches, it flails like a deep-sea balloon losing air. But it's too late. The tentacle tantrum is just a symptom of the Switch Axe apocalypse. Eventually, New Udra tries to flee back into its puddle, its oil silt, its sadness. But I chase it down with the enthusiasm of a tax auditor in mating season. New Udra drops, sizzles, and lets out one last oily hiss. Victory! What's left behind isn't just a corpse. It's a lesson. Never bring a light-sensitive, fire-prone sea demon to a switch axe fight. After the glowstick calamari, I think we can still squeeze one more monster. But not just any monster, it's in sad emo Doshaguma. Guardian Doshaguma is a living avalanche with paws, a furred freight train fueled by testosterone and ancient grudges. Its muscles have muscles. Its backstory includes several collapsed ecosystems. Its roars violate OSHA standards. It charges like it's trying to reenact the extinction of the dinosaurs. And buddy, when this beast comes running, you don't sidestep it. You file for emotional damage compensation. Now most hunters see this Hulk barreling toward them and think, maybe a shield. Not me. I grab the switch axe, a weapon so impractical and unstable it legally counts as an open relationship. This is a duel between a 7-ton bear tank hybrid and a weapon that switches identities mid-combo. Psychology professors should be observing this, not ecologists. The moment the fight begins, Doshaguma does what it always does, sprints across the field like it's late for war. Entire mountainsides flee in advance. My Palico whimpers. Small birds evolve legs and run. And there I am, calmly flipping my axe into sword mode like I'm buttering toast with a chainsaw. The switch axe doesn't block. It doesn't parry. It remembers your insurance provider and swings anyway. Guardian Doshaguma lunges with the elegance of a wrecking ball falling down a staircase. And I meet it with a blast loop combo that turns fur into fireworks. I'm not fighting it. I'm spelling regret in big glowing numbers across its ribcage. And when it rears back for its signature slam, the one where it hurls its entire body weight forward like a couch that just gained sentience, I don't dodge. I get slightly grazed, fly 20 feet, chug a potion the size of a wine bottle, and then come back swinging like I've never emotionally processed anything in my life. Sword mode whirs like I'm launching a satellite every time I swing. Each hit connects like I'm beating a drum with a hydraulic press. Doshaguma flinches, not because it's hurt, but because it just met something bigger than itself. Unchecked switch axe energy. The real spice, that moment when I mount it. Yes, I ride the furred catastrophe. Doshaguma bucks, thrashes, tries to remove me like a tick made of thunder, but I'm stuck to its back like a bad decision. I'm revving the elemental gauge like I'm trying to restart a generator mid-earthquake. And then in the middle of its fury, Doshaguma roars and starts rolling, like it's a gymnastic bear boulder with no sense of shame. I'm holding on for dear life, still charging a discharge like a man possessed by voltage and bad ideas. It thinks it can shake me. I once sharpened midair during an avalanche. Switch axe users don't get off. We detonate off. Now let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the bear the size of an elephant. Guardian Doshaguma's attacks don't hurt. They file lawsuits against your health bar. One misstep and you're carded so hard your soul loads a new map. But the switch axe doesn't have time for fear. It's too busy running on fear. You see, most weapons are tools. The switch axe is a collaborative effort between madness and ambition. It doesn't swing, it commits crimes. And when I switch back to axe mode mid-combo, not for strategy, but just to flex on reality itself, Doshaguma is left staring, confused, its tiny primal brain going. Why is he glowing again? Because I'm always glowing, Doshaguma. I brought a weapon that ignores gravity, empathy, and sometimes its own controls. Sometimes the combo goes too long. Sometimes I overcommit. But it's fine because I know deep down, this bear is now afraid of me. Every roar is just a therapy session in disguise. Every leap is a cry for help. Every swipe, a desperate attempt to cancel the trauma I'm unleashing combo by combo. He tries to pin me. I just zero some discharge into his sternum like I'm writing my name in flame. He tries to back away. I power slide into him with the grace of a collapsing cathedral. He tries to combo me with his shoulder check into overhead slam. Buddy, I combo myself harder on purpose, just to feel alive. At one point, he does this full-body belly flop, the move that turns the terrain into pudding. I don't even dodge it. I use the impact to launch myself into an aerial switch, land behind him, and open another flurry like I'm slicing the air just to insult the wind. Switch axe isn't about optimal DPS. It's about dominance through kinetic artistry. Even when I'm out of juice and the gauge is dry, I keep swinging. Not because it's effective, but because it's funny. Because I know somewhere deep inside this bear is a tiny realization. I picked the wrong hunter. It's a test of stamina, a test of patience, and a test of whether I can land one more zero-sum discharge before I pass out from adrenaline.
I need to destroy them before they fully heal.
Well, that slippery bastard took a long time to kill, but you know what I won't be getting impatient at? Thanking people, so thank you, you beautiful bastard. And have a nice day.